Yes, boss. You see the topic and what it is that we're talking about, man. Why is it that people we treat good talk the most about us? This is very easy. This is a walk in the park for me. I'm going to bust this down, make it real suave for you, all right? So here's the deal, right? It can be disheartening when people that you treated well or taking the shirt off your back to give to these people, they mistreat you, they talk down about you, especially when you choose to no longer affiliate yourself with them. You have to understand that this, right? For one, people have different level of expectations. You get what I'm saying? Whether in relationships, friendships, it doesn't really matter. The minute you're not able to fulfill what it is that they're looking for, it's going to be a problem. And as I stated before, sometimes when you choose to do certain things that's kind for people, they look at it as a form of weakness. So they see, how can I try to cross your boundaries so I can get more of this good greatness and continue disrespecting you? So here's the deal, right? First thing, different level of expectations. When you do certain things for people, sometimes people can become comfortable, complacent, and reliant on the help that you provided for them. So that's what's going to open the door to feel like, yo, I can probably disrespect this person, or I can probably try them. Reason being for that is you have to understand this, right? When people aren't used to getting help, or they're not used to getting certain things, they're going to go about disrespecting and violating in every way possible. So example, pay attention to when you give somebody something for free, right? They'll talk so much shit about it. Like example, let's say you got somebody something for their birthday, and what you bought them for their birthday may not be what it is that they wanted. They can choose to be respectful and be grateful for what you did, or they can choose to bash you and lie at you and talk shit about you. So I'll give you an example into that. Let's say it's your homie's birthday, and your homie likes to wear Jordans. You may not have Jordan money, but you say, you know what, this is still my homie. I'm going to go buy you some Air Force Ones. He sees the shoes. He may not act as appreciative, because you can tell when somebody is appreciative in your face. You get what I'm saying? You can feel things. Energy is real. You give them the gift. They may not be as excited, but then next thing you know, they get to talking smack about you, and you probably hear this from somebody else. Oh, this man gonna buy me Air Force Ones knowing that I wear Jordans. All the things that I done did for him, gave him money, gave him this, that, and the third. Understand this. When you do things for people, there are certain people that expect there's a certain expectation behind it. If you did this and the last item was a certain level, the next one needs to be greater than that one, and the next one needs to be greater. There are some people that get a high off of things that other people do for them, to the point where they forget that some people weren't even doing this for you originally in the first place. So they get an inflated ego, and that's when they take things to a whole nother level that it never been. Oh, I'm going to disrespect you now. I'm going to talk shit about you. I'm going to talk about you behind your back when you're not here. And it's like, yo, all of this just because of one thing it is that I did that wasn't to your liking. Failed expectations. And if you watch me, you know the things that I say, bro. Expectations lead to disappointment. The more you expect from a person, the more that you're setting yourself up for the failure. You feel me? Because if you keep trying to hang your hat where you can't reach it, or putting all your eggs in one basket, what happens if that one basket breaks and all your eggs are just done? You get what I'm saying? You just disappointed yourself. You just let your own self down. Next thing you know, insecurity, right? Sometimes people, when you do nice things for them, they project their insecurities onto you. You feel me? Because as I stated, there's some people that never did these things for them. So it's like, oh, you could have did a little bit better, or you could have did this. They're not realizing that, yo, nobody has to do this for you. And if I take this away from you, you're going to feel it. And you're probably going to even talk more. You get what I'm saying? So why not just accept the things that I give you? Here's why. Some people are insecure. Some people, they feel threatened based on the things that you do for them and the niceness, because they know they're probably not going to do that in return for you, or they probably never intended to, unless there's an ending goal for them or a benefit for them. You get what I'm saying? So example, there are people who I know in my life. You know these same people. I don't have to keep calling their name if you know me like that. These people, expected that if I do certain things for them, and that if they do certain things for me, that there's gonna be a giving that's gonna come back to them. Because I'm a giver. I'll give to people. But at the same time, you have to understand if you're willing to give, you're gonna find takers. So there are some people who play the long game of, look, let me see if I can do this for this person and they did something for me and it's not my expectation. That triggered me in a way. So you know what? I'm going to say something to you and see if I can insert some guilt into you to see if I can get you to do better. In the idea of extracting more from you. There are people who play these types of games. So you got to understand that, right? As well as that, lack of empathy. People may not fully understand the impact of their words or actions, and they realize how their behavior affects those around them. So example, you being good to a person, right? Let's say a person doesn't know what you went through. So example, I'm going to make this so easy for an example. Look at the movie Set It Off, right? Jada Pinkett's little brother was supposed to go off to college, right? But he ended up lying to his sister and telling her, yes, I got accepted into the school. Instead of telling her, yo, I didn't get accepted, I'm not going to go. There could have been some things said and done to change the outcome. The reason why she was so pissed off is because he didn't know what his sister had to go through just to get that money to send him off to college with that. She had to get bent over and broken down by an old scraggly dude she never wanted to. She had to bust her ass. As well as that, cleaning up at a horrible ass job with a scrummy ass boss. This is the common story. There are some things in life people do for you, but you will never know the back end story of what they had to go through, whatever hell they had to go through just to get that so they can give it to you. You get what I'm saying? So example, let's say you got a girl that you like, right? And you probably went through hell and hot water to get this girl something for her birthday or do something for her. But all she knows is, I want this and I want that. You don't know what hell that man had to go through just to get you certain things. But you want to choose to disrespect him and overlook him. Versus there's some girls who, you know what? This dude, he never really does anything for me. Let me be appreciative of what he's giving. It's a tale of two halves. But understand this is law. Some people never really understand the back end story, so they show a lack of empathy, and that's when some people go to talk shit. Oh, this person, everything I did for them, and you wouldn't even realize what they went through just to even make your birthday something or make you smile. And then just the mere fact that you showed a lack of appreciation, that broke them down on the inside, and that probably make them see like, yo, you know what? I'm not doing anything else for you. That's how some of this stuff goes. Cultural or personal backgrounds, right? People's backgrounds can influence their behaviors. Some may have learned to communicate in a more confrontational or dismissive manner. Very true. Now, here's the deal. There are some people, when you say, yo, why is it that they treated me so bad or whatever the case may be? You have to understand that there are some people who are born into some ignorant settings. So I'm going to give you an example, and I'm not taking no shot. Look at my shirt, because I dare anybody say any shit about, nigga, you cannot talk about Jamaicans. I'm a fucking Jamaican. You get what I'm saying? Everybody knows this, dog. Jamaican people, out of many, where there's so much of us, we're everywhere in the world, but everybody knows this, dog. Jamaican people could be some of the most disrespectful people. And I'm not gonna lie, along with the disrespect, there could be some darkness behind it where it's like, yo, you chose to be ignorant and it never had to get to that level. Yeah, because there are some people within the culture, they learn a lot of ignorance. And there are a lot of people that set in their ways from that. You get what I'm saying? So when you see some people wake up and choose violence, or some people wake up and choose disrespect, it's because they were raised to do that shit. You get what I'm saying? And it takes for them to come across somebody that's on a bigger type of time, or I'm going to be the bigger person and walk away. That's when they feel some way. You ever heard the saying that sometimes you can't really walk away from some people because they won't allow it? Because when you try to walk away and be the bigger person, some people feel disrespected from that. So I get it where I hear some people say, yo, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. Because there's some people, it's like you can't choose peace with them. You got to choose violence. And if you choose violence, it's going to lead here. So I get it. It's a tale of two halves with people. That's why you have to make sure that you pick and choose all your battles and make sure that you choose to do things in a wise way so it doesn't come back on you later. Because, example, let's say you go chuck a fight with somebody who's ignorant. or somebody who's stupid. All they know how to be is ignorant and stupid. And there's some people, they will not let that go. Some people, they all they know how to do is, I'm going to be ignorant, I'm going to be stupid. God damn it, I cannot take disrespect. I cannot take a loss. I have to win. There's some people who have a win at all cost mentality. The first person I witnessed like this was my mother. And I seen the things that my mom would do if she is about to lose or what she needs to do in order to win. My mom played grimy. You get what I'm saying? So understand this in life, bro. In life, there are some people, due to their backgrounds or whatever it is that they've went through, they've learned disrespect, and that's how they choose to go about things to fix or resolve their problems. You feel me? Next one, miscommunication. One person sees as what one person may see as constructive criticism, another person may receive as talking down. So example, let's say you're trying to be nice to somebody, right? You were good to a person. Let's say you had a friend, right? Friend can't get a job. You know what? I'm going to help you get a job. You doing something nice to this person, that person looked at it as disrespect because why? Who are you to try and give me a job? I wasn't going to give you a job. Why are you trying to give me a job? There are people in the world like this. So that's why they said being too nice, it can get you screwed over, because when you do something nice, some people could take that as a disrespect, like you looking down on me. I never said I needed your help for a job. I could go get me a job. I don't need you. So that's why some people wake up and choose disrespect, and they may look at the good gestures that you try to do or try to do for them as a way of looking down on them and disrespecting them. That's how some people are. So you have to be very wary of these things, right? Because sometimes when you come from a good space in your heart, some people can't see that. Because some people, they're used to ignorance and just not really thinking outside of the box, that there are other people that don't want anything from them, but to at least try and help them so they can at least stop the complaining or get to where they need to go. You feel me? Last one, changing dynamics. As relationships evolve, the dynamics can shift. Sometimes people may feel the need to assert themselves or establish dominance in as relationships develop. So example, when you treat people good, sometimes, let's say, look at this in a relationship aspect. Let's say you're continuously good to a person. It's like they used to be bad and they started to change. Now they're going back to their old ways. When you're being nice to a person, remember, flattery, compliments, doing certain things, it takes down certain people's walls. So some people, because they've been in like a survival mindset or like a hell mindset, it's like they feel the weakness or the coming on or the niceness coming in, or I want to change. So they feel the need to reassert dominance, like this is not who I am. I'm not a weak person. Because it's like, if a person is used to being hard all day long, I got to be tough. I got to be hard. I got to be strong. When do you have time to turn it down a little bit? Why do you think there's a lot of dudes? I'm about to give you free game when I say this. Why do you think there's a lot of dudes who be in and out of jail, in and out of prison? I'm hard. I'm this, that, and the third. Why do you think a lot of them dudes end up turn out being faggots, bro? Because they have never had really the opportunity to tone it down and feel soft. They can do that around somebody else that's like them, that they feel like, bro, we had to do this our whole life. So they start to bond over certain things. To the next thing you know, Diddy vibes and all of that shit start happening. Because why? There's certain people they're around, they're not allowed or made to feel comfortable like that. Because why? We got to be hard all day long. We got to be strong. We got to be tough. When do you have to be? When are you soft? When do you turn it down? That's why in life you have to understand that there's a balance. You cannot be one set way all day long, because when that time comes for you to learn about the other side, you probably might fall in love with that side, change everything, that puts up your whole dynamics, all of that there. You feel me? So once again, there are some people, they don't know how to find the balance between the two. You get what I'm saying? So that's why they end up doing the things it is that they do, because they feel some form of a comfort in that. You get what I'm saying? So that being said, remember this. Words can help you. They can hurt you. But here on my channel, I want to uplift you, because everybody's a champion. Nobody's a loser. Just remember this. People who you treated good and talked down on you, sometimes somebody never really had somebody do those nice things for them, and they don't know how to appreciate it. But it's just like the famous saying, if you watch me, people don't know the use of something until it's gone, bro. How many times have you ever seen somebody say, oh man, I miss this person, and they're not here anymore? You want to know why? Sometimes when you're always around people, they can never get a chance to truly miss you or see your value or the purpose that you serve. That's why they choose to take advantage and walk all over you. The minute that you walk away or God removes you from the situation, famous saying, God giveth and he taketh away. If you choose not to respect or appreciate what was given to you, it shall surely be snatched away from you and given to somebody else. Learn to appreciate and respect what it is that's given to you, and learn how to be in the now and appreciate the now. You feel me? 444 the world, man. Peace.